It looks like we've got a day's worth of snow. I do like the snow, especially walking Marley in snow, as you can see. Clears the head, and fuck knows my head needed clearing. I also like it when it's just been snowing. You have to try and work out what caused these prints, these footprints in the snow. I just put mine next to that as a scale. So it's going to be some kind of small animal. Doesn't look like a bird, because the bird, I did say some bird tracks. I don't know where I saw some bird tracks. Over here, I think. And you just wonder what they make of it, having to sort of scurry around for food and stuff. I was going to bring some spent grains. See, that's an interesting one there. And yeah, don't know what they are. Nice though, virgin snow. Well, this isn't now, is it? Something kind of very pure, unless Marley's cocked his leg, obviously. But yeah, not sure what they are. Apart from my great big, look at these horrible great big footprints. Yeah, it's going to rain this evening, so this will all be gone in the morning. We don't get kids here, so there won't be a snowman built, but it's the sort of snow that does clump up. I know the Eskimos have probably got 100 different words for snow. I don't know whether that's true or whether it's just something that we say. But this is the type of snow that when you push it together, it stays together. Other snow just sounds bollocks, that, doesn't it? But it's, do you know what I mean? Anyway, my head, where's my head been at? So today's Thursday. Last Wednesday, not yesterday, a week yesterday, we got the devastating news about Mustn't Grumble. And I will fully admit, it really did knock me sideways. And I know the bit that people won't understand, that I tried to say is, it's not really even just about the money. Obviously, yes, the money hurts, but it's not just about that. It's about a boat that we've loved for, I've been trying to work out how long, probably about 18 odd years, and we've enjoyed her, and we've enjoyed renting her out to people who also kind of like fell in love with her, and we made memories, and Mustn't Grumble made memories, the sort of memories, lifelong memories. They're just very, very special, and she's been an important part of our life, very important part, since Grumble the truck, since we were no longer able. I mean, by the time I sold it, I was hardly able to get in the cab. Have you got a stick, mate? That's good. So Mustn't Grumble was our escape pod, and it's just the devastating having to come to terms with the fact that she's in need of so much work. But I'm sort of like on the mend. It really did floor me mentally, psychologically. Nothing even really to do with it, with financially, and we can afford it. It's not something that we can easily afford, but you know, we can afford it. But it's just the psychological, it's the emotional damage. And I sent actually I haven't looked at my email for a few days. I really ought to. I think Charlotte said Jeff and Sandra have replied. I sent them an email saying, I'm sorry, I just don't know. It's devastating, because it is just devastating. So yeah, that's where we are. I'll probably have to go home and check my email. So yeah, I've kind of like locked myself away for about 4 or 5 days and just been in a really bad mood. And are you gonna bring a stick then? Good boy. I went out for lunch with a mate yesterday, and she had the, come on then, bring it. Good boy. And she made the observation, well, she said, you know, physician, heal thyself. And I thought, what do you mean? She said, like, all the courses that I've run for patients and friends and family and nurses and whatever about the grieving process, and she said, you're going through a grieving process, you know, a process, a physiological and psychological reaction to loss. It's grief, it's grieving. And I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, it is. But and do I make any excuses about getting sentimental over a boat? No, I don't. No, I make no excuses for that. It's a boat that we love. And anyway, you've heard enough of that. So last Friday, we went to, as you know, I'm ramping up the canning in the brewery. The canning is going to be, probably the main part, apart from selling in our own bar, our main route to market. So I've been looking at our footprint, our carbon footprint. It's bloody cold. My hand's going to sleep. And to get a pallet full of cans, the carbon footprint quite high, plus 80 quid delivery. So we decided to borrow Mark's van and drive over to Leek and pick up a pallet load of 440ml cans, and it worked out a lot cheaper than having them delivered, and also it meant it wasn't coming on an Arctic and being offloaded and unloaded at different transport depots and whatever. So it reduced our carbon footprint a little bit, and we thought, while we're in Leek, it's only about 45 minutes to an hour away from Middlewich, so we popped in to see Andy to give him some silver cans. I had 10 boxes of silver cans left, but we're only going for black cans, so we took him over 10 boxes of silver cans, swapped them for 10 boxes of black cans, and I picked up the heat exchanger, his old one, which we swapped for my new one, my 31 plate, which was really more useful to him than it was me, and his smaller one, which I can't remember how many it is, 12 plate or something, I can't remember, I didn't even look at the plate, is probably going to be ideal for what I need. So I'll be bringing the 1 litre, the 1 barrel brewery, the 150 litre brewery online very, very soon. Anyway, here's the video of us over at Andy's. Right, we have come to it's just like the second Lords, isn't it? Last week we was over seeing Chris. Alright. Wow, it's looking good.
I broke my jet washer again, so the floor's filthy as usual. It froze, didn't it?
Oh no.
Again, third one. Yeah, I need to take him home and keep him warm.
This is crying out for a mezzanine. It'd be brilliant in here. Keep it a bit warmer as well.
Yeah.
Wow. And have you worked out how you're going to purge this before filling it?
Not entirely yet, but you'll see there's a new tank there, right behind you, which is going to be my...
What, this one?
Yeah.
This is a new addition, is it?
Take a look at the front.
Oh, crumbs.
It's not assembled directly yet, obviously, but
Right.
carb stone, so that will be the full-size bright. and I can use that brewery as a, if I want to do half brew, half cask, half keg.
So you got.
Half into it.
So this is new.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Is this one new as well?
Not new. I've had that for 3 or 4 months.
I haven't really been paying enough attention, have I?
Attention, Marty.
Yeah, it's good. And the plan is to move through there.
Yeah. Not fully signed up yet, but agreed in principle with the landlord will take the unit next door, same size.
Good.
Which allows us, well, one, a bit more storage, as you can see, you've got a bit more storage space, and the opportunity to get some tables and chairs in there, and
Yeah.
have a bit of a summer occasional tap.
Cool. Right, I'm going to finish now. So that was nice. That was this time. Is it this time last week? Yeah, it's now Friday, the 9th. And yeah, so there you go. In the snow yesterday, back last week to Middlewich. Nice to see Andy pick up the heat exchanger. He showed no signs of having an excuse to come over to Sheffield, so it's just as easy for us to go over and grab it. Yeah, feeling a bit better today. I make no apologies for being human and getting emotional about a boat. Seems ridiculous, but you know what? People get emotional about their cars, their motorbikes, all sorts of things. So good news. That there is the Old MacDonald. That's the Saison. Farmhouse stroke Saison yeast IPA. That's the door. I better go and get that. Well, that was nice. Got a box. I'll show you what was in it in a bit. I didn't know it was coming because someone sent me a message saying look out in the post. Anyway, not sure where I was at. I sent a couple of cans out of the Saison or IPA with a Saison farmhouse yeast. Someone wants a keg of it, so today we're going to keg it. This is my Heath Robinson keg filler, so it uses the ball lock connectors which every home brewer on the planet will probably recognise, well, if they do kegging anyway. So this is an S-type keg connector, and all I've done is put 1/2 inch BSP tri-clamp fittings on there, and then I've put a tri-clamp to ball lock liquid and a tri-clamp to ball lock gas. So what I'm going to do is then put a spunding valve, because these polykegs come pre-pressurized and pre-sanitized. I'm going to spray it with a little bit of Star San anyway. So on the gas out or in, as this would be the gas in, but this is going to be the gas out, I'm going to put the spunding valve. I'm going to connect the liquid into here and then to the liquid out on that kegmenter, and then gas the kegmenter and very, very gradually fill this. But I need to go and get the scales so that I know that I've got at least 20 litres in there. We have the gas going in, pushing the liquid out, and around here into the liquid in. The thing to remember is to take the little ball out. There's a little non-return valve ball that stops. So take that all out before putting the 1/2 inch BSP tri-clamp fitting on. Thank you, light's just come on. Right, so we have 0.65 of a litre had gone in. So I'm going to do it very, very slowly. There's no prizes in this game for speed. I did think I might put a auto stop on the end there, so that when it's full it just stops, but I don't think that's necessary at the moment. I'm going to do this by weight rather than um, yeah, any other method really. It's as good as it needs to be for 20 litres. It's going to be slightly over 20 litres, because you take the final gravity and then times that by 20, and that gives you the amount that you need to put in to give them a full 20 litres. Hopefully I'll get a titch over so people get a nice tiny little bonus, because I think there's always a bit in the bottom that you can't use anyway. Right, back when that's done. Right, this is a bit disconcerting. This is the transfer tube, and all those little bubbles you see in there are because the dip tube in here is not fully submerged. So it's a floating ball in the dip tube. Now it's not a problem in so much as there's going to be no oxidation, because this is only CO2, those are only CO2 bubbles. But what it does mean is there's going to be fobbing in here, there's going to be foam in here. So I'm only going to fill this up to about 5 litres, and then I'm going to wait. I'm going to give that a punch or a rock or a knock to hopefully dislodge the floating dip tube so that it goes underneath. It's just one of those, and it's not the best system, the little floating ball. It's not the best system. Ideally you'd have a tube that you could gradually lower into the beer, or after it's settled lower it down and then just take it from the bottom. But anyway, that's maybe a project for a later date, but at the moment, yeah, that is a bit of a ball ache. Well, seems to have done the trick. Can't see too many bubbles in there now. Hopefully I haven't stirred any sediment up, although when I filled this I did leave pretty much all of the tube in the fermenter, so I doubt there's much sediment in here. And I can't remember how many cans I've taken out of this. I'm taking about 24 cans out of this, so there should be easily enough to fill a 20 litre poly keg without having to worry about getting too low, picking up any sediment. I don't know, I'm still not sure about the farmhouse style. Same as like Flanders Reds, they're not my thing. However, surprisingly, someone liked it enough to buy a keg. What can you say? I might get 2 kegs out of it. I think I put 50, I don't know, I probably won't, but anyway, it's transferring nicely. Good. Well, this was the little package that arrived earlier. So we've got, these are from, if you don't know, what are you doing watching my channel? This is from Richard Williams, Dudes Brews. Very good. So we have a Murgy Straight. I'll come back to that one. We have a Zesty Enterprise 4.9. Ooh. I think I can say with reasonable certainty it's going to be a reasonably good weekend. We have a Still Smells Lagery. Now, for those who don't know, he brewed a lager for a competition called Smells Lagery, or Seems Lagery, or Smells Lagery, something like that, and won a prize. I thought he won the first. I don't know, I can't remember. I'd need to go back and watch his videos. And some stickers for fridge. Posh stickers, very posh stickers. Good. Make sure you go and watch his channel. Click on some of the adverts as well, so you can afford to buy some more. And beer mats, this is something that I ought to think about doing, but very good. And now this, I don't know what to make of this. Bounty Hunter 12.5 and a bit. So it looks like a collaboration with Emperor's Brewing. There we are. Good. And I also, oh dear, I'm gonna have to move. God, when we went over to this time last week, when we went over to see our Andy, he gave me a couple of these. These are a variation on Murgy. He said, but they still taste a little bit green, so give it a while. So I've given it a week. Can't wait any longer. Sorry, Andy. I'm going to have to try one of these tonight. So I'm about to put these from Richard into fridge. I'm not sure I'm going to drink this tonight. In fact, I might let them all. I don't know whether he's bottled them from a keg or whether there's. I can't see that there's any sediment in there. I might put them in the fridge and leave them at least 24 hours, because our postman always thinks he's a rugby player. I'm sure if he could drop kick parcels into here, he would. But anyway, cheers, Richard. Thanks for that. Oh, as it happened, didn't drink any of those last night. Various reasons, mainly being my computer died, and so I'm having to do everything on my laptop, which isn't a bad thing, because the laptop is 100 times better than the computer that I use, but it's what you're used to, isn't it? Today I've cleared space. I don't know if any of the previous videos, but I just had boxes and boxes of empty cans, so I've put them up there, a couple of 1,000 cans up there, cans here. These are the 330s. Going to be doing some canning over the next couple of days. I'm going to be canning 4 lots of sour. I've just ordered some labels. I've kegged Barry 5 and Barney's 5, Barney's Bitter 5 and Barry's New England Hazy Pale-ish 5. So I'm going to do a video on the little cordless battery operated jet wash that I bought when I clean these out tomorrow. Show you those. These are going to carb up and can, and I'm still amazed. I've got to admit, I'm amazed. I've sold a keg. I told you this. I've sold a 20 litre poly keg of the old McDonald's, the Saison, and I've got another one. Pulled another one out, and there's still some for canning. So I must have managed to get 60 litre into there. I've no idea how, because they're both just over 20. So yeah, I'm actually, you know what I mean, when you get around to selling something, selling a few cans is nice. Selling a keg, wow. So yeah, don't know if I mentioned it, I'm dismantling all this on here. This is then going to roll around there. I'm going to attach the control panel to the end of here, and the heat exchanger to the other end of this frame, and then the the labelling machine is going on that bench, and there'll be storage underneath. So that's where we're at. So yeah, feeling a bit more positive now than I was this time a week ago. And yeah, okay, you know, shit happens and all that sort of stuff. But I think there's light at the end of the tunnel. The two real things I think that hit me, and God, they hit me, were one. I mean, that I'll keep going back to this. I know people won't understand. It's not the money; it's the fact that it's our boat that got so badly damaged through just having to delay stuff because of COVID. And all right, I say our boat, that's a part of it, it's our baby, but it's not our boat anymore. It's Jeff and Sandra's. ever since, I mean, they hired Mustn't Grumble four or five times, I don't know. And I class them as friends, and so the fact that this has happened to them following the engine and following Sandra having such a terrible accident, I mean, fucking hell. Yeah, I'm still, I don't know. But yeah, I'm no longer sort of feeling like I should chuck myself off a tall building and or just, you know, drink everything in the cabinet upstairs. It's just, you know, shit happens, life's like that. We just have to fucking deal with it, but fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah, as I said, there's another video that I've done about labelling, and I just put that to one side because my head wasn't in the right place. But I've designed some labels, got some labels coming. That might be next week's video if they get here. But anyway, so there we are. Not much room to move in here. For empty tin cans, hopefully soon to be full tin cans. So today, what today? It's Saturday already, Saturday 10th of February. If I don't speak to you before, you have a good Valentine's. Seems an odd thing to say. I prefer the 14th of March, but you know, that's only because I like a steak. Anyway, whatever you're doing, boys and girls, please, you do it safely. You take care out there. Until next time, when we do all this again, cheers.
There is something very important that we need to do as soon as possible.
What's that?
Drink! 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 Drink!